There is a ton of pressure put on you once you have a baby to breastfeed. And if you choose to breastfeed, but you don't feel like you're giving baby everything that they need, then that can bring up a ton of stress and some really crappy feelings. So let's go over my top tips to increase your breast milk supply. Okay, listen, I hear from parents all the time who say to me, I don't feel like I'm making enough milk for my baby, but in actuality, that is only true for a very small percentage of the population. But it's so natural to feel like you're not giving baby everything that they need because you can't see it, right? It goes right from your breast into baby's tummy. So off the top, let's talk about all of the ways that you can tell that you're giving baby exactly how much breast milk they make. First off, are they gaining weight at a rate of around 4 to 8 ounces per week? And are they feeding between 8 and 12 times in a 24-hour period? And then take a look at baby. How do they act? Are they angry, fussy baby before they feed? And then once they do feed, they calm down, they settle down, they seem satisfied. When baby is awake, are they alert and active? And then another big piece you can look at is their wet and dirty diapers. Are they meeting the minimum number that they need for how old they are? On day 1, you're looking for 1 wet diaper and 1 dirty diaper. On day 2, you're looking for 2 wet diapers and 2 dirty diapers. And then around day 4, it's going to change a bit. You are now looking for 3 to 4 dirty diapers, and that poop, if your milk has come in, is going to change from that nasty, tarry meconium into like a yellow, seedy poop. And then if your milk has not come in, you're looking for 3 pee diapers, and if your milk has come in, you're looking for around 5 to 6 wet diapers per day. So my name is Tina. I am a labor and delivery nurse with my certification in perinatal nursing, but I am also a mama of 4, and I did breastfeed all 4 of them, and I loved it. So if this type of content interests you, go ahead and boop that subscribe button. What I am not is a certified lactation consultant, and my number 1 tip on this list is to counsel with a certified lactation consultant, because they are the expert in their field, and they are not just going to throw things at you willy-nilly. They have so many tips and tricks to help you increase your breast milk supply, and they're actually going to take the time to get to know you and your specifics and help you out. They're going to do a health history. They're going to look at how much glandular tissue you have. They're going to investigate any possible hormonal issues. Did you have PCOS? Did you have bleeding in your delivery? Are you anemic? Because you are going to make blood before you make breast milk. So they're going to take all of that into account. And in my opinion, if you are trying to increase your breast milk supply and it is financially feasible for you, a lactation consultant would be my number 1. My next very important tip is to make sure your baby's latch is efficient and it is deep. If your baby's latch is off, they are not going to be emptying your breast efficiently, and it's going to really hurt you, which is going to make you want to nurse less, which is really not going to help with your breast milk supply. And at the end of this video, I am going to link a video that I did all about getting a really, really good latch for you to click on and enjoy. Tip number 3 is to remember who is making the breast milk. You are making the breast milk, so you have to take care of yourself. And that's going to mean making sure that you intake enough calories to sustain your daily living and sustain the breast milk production. And then you also have to make sure to take in enough water. If you are dehydrated, it is going to throw off your whole milk making game. It would be a great idea to feed from both breasts. So you're going to latch baby on the first breast. You are going to feed them until their gulp starts to slow down, and you'll be able to see that really, really easily. And when that happens, I want you to switch to the other breast. I want you to stimulate both of your breasts. Always offer that second breast. This next one might catch me some heat, but avoid bottles or pacifiers if you are in a part of your feeding journey where you are actively trying to increase your breast milk supply, because to increase your supply, you need stimulation and sucking at the breast, because that is what's going to actively tell your brain, hey, I need more breast milk. So if you have baby on a pacifier or a bottle, then you are wasting that sucking energy on something that is not actually going to benefit your breast milk supply. And if you are actually giving baby formula because you have confirmed that you have a low breast milk supply, or you're wanting to top them up for whatever reason, then do this, please. Always put baby to the breast first, because those biggest, most effective sucks are going to be when baby is hungry. If you give baby a bottle and they are feeling mostly satisfied and then you try to put them on the breast, those sucks, they are not going to be effective at stimulating your breast milk supply. So if you have a hungry baby, put them first on your breast, let them suck at the breast, let them get the breast milk out of the breast that is there, and then top them up with formula. There are a ton of products and supplements on the market right now that talk about increasing your breast milk supply. supply. Things like fennel or blessed thistle or fenugreek or lactation cookies or certain types of oatmeals. But this is sort of buyer beware, because remember, what works for one person to help increase their breast milk supply might actually cause you to decrease your breast milk supply. They can have the totally opposite effect of what you were going for. So I always suggest, before you start anything new, especially when you're pregnant and breastfeeding, chat with your provider, because they might have insights for you specifically that might make you want to try one and stay away from another one, or you might want to go a different route altogether. There's also medications that can be prescribed by your provider depending on what country you're in, but just be cautious when you're starting a new supplement to really pay attention to if it's having the effect that you're looking for, or if it's not for you and you need to change directions. Can we talk about one of my favorite things on this list? It is increasing the amount of skin to skin time that you have with your brand new baby. And skin to skin is their naked body and your naked body. And any amount of time is good, but if you're trying to increase your breast milk supply, you would be wise to also increase the amount of time that you're doing this, because it's going to cause you to release those hormones that we need for breast milk supply, specifically prolactin and oxytocin. Prolactin is going to help you make the milk, and oxytocin is going to help you move the milk. So get snuggly with your baby. Now we are getting to the really important stuff, because the key to making more breast milk should be removing more milk from the breasts more often. Because when you take more milk out of the breast more often, it triggers your brain to say, whoa, this baby needs way more milk than we have. We better make more milk. And for you, that's going to mean either nursing more often, or if you're a pumping parent, adding in more pumping sessions. So you're going to want to feed or pump every 1.5 to 2 hours during the day. And yes, you're going to want to pump or feed every 3 hours overnight. I am sorry to tell you that, but if you're trying to actively increase your breast milk supply, you do have to start doing something overnight, because your body is going to need at least 8 stimulations in a 24-hour period for your body to go, whoop, we need to make more milk. We talked about increasing the number of times that you feed or pump, that's frequency, but we also need to talk about volume. We need to get the breasts empty more often, removing more milk. So what I would do is I would feed my son. When he was satisfied, I'd put him down and I would strap on my double electric pump. I would then pump to empty, or mostly empty, where you see not a lot of breast milk is coming out, and then I would pump 5 to 10 minutes more, because what I did there was I emptied out my breasts, but then I continued that sucking, stimulating, and that told my brain, hey, they used every ounce that I had, but they still need more, so let's make more milk. You can also do this with pumping. You can pump to empty, and then you can leave your pumps on, and you can continue to pump 5 to 10 minutes longer. My last tip is to incorporate a technique that is pretty time consuming, but it is fairly effective at increasing your breast milk supply. To do this though, you do need a breast pump, because it is power pumping. Now, when you're power pumping, you are basically mimicking what a baby does when they are cluster feeding. And our babies, they're going to cluster feed when they naturally need more milk, because that sucking action of the baby at the breast, it's going to cause you to release prolactin. And if you remember me talking about it, prolactin's responsible for making the milk. If you were going to power pump, you put on your electric pump, and then you are going to pump for 20 minutes, rest for 10, pump for another 10 minutes, rest for 10, and then pump for 10 more minutes, and then you are all done. So it's about an hour of invested time. You could do this with a hand pump, but I feel like your hand would get really, really sore. If you are a breastfeeding parent, you would be wise to do this power pumping session in the morning when your breast milk supply is the highest, because you want to try to time it out so that you have at least an hour of time after that power pumping session before your baby needs to feed again. Or you're going to have a baby at your breast that is sucking and is not really getting a lot. And that's great for stimulating breast milk production, but it is not great for a happy baby. And if you are a pumping parent, you are going to want to replace one of your pumping sessions with a power pumping session. And if you do power pumping, you should start to see results within a week of starting. And as we're talking about pumps, another tip here, it is very important to have the correct size flange on your breast pump for your breast milk production. So if you want a video all about flange size and pumping, you can drop that in the comments and let me know, and I will whip one up for you. All right, that was a lot, but if there is one thing I want you to remember from this video, it is this. To make more milk, you need to remove more milk more often. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and then here is that video all about getting a really great latch, and we know now that that's important for breast milk production. So go ahead and give that one a watch, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.